have this in a bit. I am doing something dangerous today where I have my water next to all my paint. Can't see it. Next to all my paint. So hopefully I won't accidentally dip my paintbrush in my water. So I'm going to move this farther back. All the way over here. I was walking back from breakfast. I had breakfast with my sister Jenna. Love her to death. She's amazing. And she she brought me breakfast. So I had a quiche. It was incredible. Veggie quiche from Bevco with a chai latte. And I walked around a lot because the chai latte typically spikes me. I feel pretty good. I probably need to keep walking for the rest of the day. But in the meantime, I'm working on this guy. So as I was walking, I had this vision of what I wanted to do with this painting. So that's what we're doing right now. We are working on the thing. And when the thing is done, we will talk about the thing. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It went well. It started to go well. It was difficult at first because just everything that's happening in DC is kind of insane and hectic and awful. These are Posca markers, for the record. These boys. I'm not sponsored by Posca. I would like to be, but I am not currently sponsored by Posca. So, in the meantime, if you could subscribe, like, and then tell Posca how much I would be an incredible artist for them to sign and get to come be a part of their thing. That would be amazing because I make a lot of art, and I'd love to make art under a banner with somebody. I do some already, obviously with my current sponsor, Yasumoto, which I love them dearly. They're wonderful. They're such sweet people. They've sent me ink. We've done all types of fun stuff. Hello to the one person in here right now. And yeah, it's just good. It's good stuff. So, the problem I have right now is I have to figure out a way. I mean, it's not going anywhere, so I guess I could just. Oh no, don't want to bend that. So I got plans. Your boys got plans. Alright, so let's get some of this going. Because I definitely want to. Oh. Yeah, I guess I can do it this way. I wasn't meaning originally to do it this way. I was going to do it the other way. But since that is no longer an option, I shall do it this way. Typically, when you do a lot of painting and stuff, you try and do the lighter colors first. But as I am, I just kind of do as I feel like I want to do at the time. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. A masterpiece. Well, thank you. Well, thank you. I feel good about it. I feel very good about it. It's a fun painting. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on. And yeah. So, to the person calling me right now, I cannot talk to you. I am in the middle of a thing. But yeah. So the cool thing about painting, that I've always found fun about painting, is, pull the stool up real quick, grab my camera before I crush it. My old camera that I use to film all my regular videos is this little guy who needs a lot of love because I have dropped him on many occasions and he is definitely close to broken. So I gotta eventually replace this camcorder, which I can do, but I haven't for a while. Take snack banana, do a little bit. Snack banana, a bit softer than I thought snack banana would be. So we'll see how that goes. There's this post I remember seeing years ago by a comedian where they're like, cool, so you want to join this gang? You gotta kill somebody. And they were like, yeah, alright, deal. And the other was like, yeah, rob a bank. And the guy was like, yeah. And the last guy, they were like, yeah, eat this black part of this banana. And he broke down and he cried. He was like, no, don't make me do it. And he's like, this is how I feel right now. And am I brave enough to eat a black part of a banana on camera? I don't know. I don't know. But at least I already had breakfast earlier. Bom dia from Brazil. Oi, tudo bem? I feel like I really love this painting. And this isn't for anyone. I just wanted to do this. I sat down one day and had this vision in my mind of this piece. And so I drew it all out real fast so I wouldn't forget it. And then, once I did that, I made it a point. I made it a point to just kind of like steadily work on it. And I feel like I don't know, I feel like I captured it quite well. There's more that has to go into it, obviously. I'm not done, but I do feel good about it though. I feel like it really captures kind of what I wanted to do with it. So it makes it easier to then do all the other little bits and pieces that I want to do for it. So typically when I make a painting, I just kind of go for it. You know? I try not to overthink these things too much. I feel like a lot of art is ruined by overthinking. So I try to put as least thought into it as possible. Now, I try to be honest with what I want to do versus what I am capable of doing. Because even in my time span of being a painter for over 40 years, like I still occasionally, put my brain into spots that are somewhat impossible to just make into paintings. They are, as they are, they're just kind of these really wild concepts that I want to do, but sometimes don't end up doing. Like I said, just because they're crazy. Grab the skull full of paintbrushes real quick. My beast, my baby, my baby. And then figure out what I'm gonna do with these. I think the funny thing about like painting was I remember like way back in the day, I shared a art space with someone, and we fought about the spacing a lot of times because they would use a paintbrush of mine and then they wouldn't put it back where it was, and it would throw me completely off because I could not, I don't know, like I couldn't work forward with, I'd have to like look for where I left things, and it would just ruin me, like in a big way. And so I've never really tried to do that since. And I'm sure I probably could do with Alec. I feel like Alec and I work with completely different materials. She's a digital artist, I'm not. So it's a bit easier for me to then, we could share a space and it would be fine. Like I said, we wouldn't be stepping on each other because we don't use the same stuff. But I remember living with someone who is an artist who was just, they didn't have a lot of materials, they had a lot of ideas. And although a lot of ideas is fun, it is not the equivalent of like making art. being a working artist, I guess. So there was a bit of a disagreement typically on most days. But that was a long time ago. Look at this thing. It's so crazy. But I love it. It's so beautiful at the same time. So you'll see me just randomly pop up out of nowhere as I try to kind of come to little ideas about these paintings and these ideas of art and what I want to do with my art. And I love that. Like, I love how crazy some of this stuff comes off in the long run. But I don't know, it brings me peace. I figure your art should bring you peace. If nothing else, your art should always bring you peace. Yeah. So, I live in America right now. For that, to answer that, I'm sorry, Alan. I didn't realize you were asking me questions. Yeah, I live in America right now. I've been in Maryland for the past 20 years. So, it's good. It feels good to get all this going, working. I'm excited on the possibility of like gallery space and doing all these events I want to do this year and building up a studio and just everything. So I'm pretty happy. I feel very lucky right now. You live close to me? That's cool. Like state-wise or country-wise? Or like neighbor-wise? That's funny. I mean, for the most part, I'm working, you know? Got all these plans, these weird little choices of things. I really like the drips. Like, when paint drips to me, it's almost like cathartic in a lot of ways. It has this. Oh, you also live in Maryland. Very cool. Yeah, I just feel like art's one of those things where you can just do stuff. You don't need to do much of anything else other than to just kind of allow yourself to be an artist who makes a mess. I think making a mess is important. I love being a messy artist. I think it's probably one of the more fun parts about being an artist. To let colors run, to be uncontrolled. Like, I think that's kind of what's really important about art. Like, to just let yourself loose, you know? To really kind of unfurl. So that's kind of what I'm working on, unfurling. But I feel good about it. I really, 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 really feel good about it. I don't know what else I'm going to do with this. So I'm going to let it sit for a while. I think that's kind of the big thing about being a painter. You have to be willing to, when you're not sure what to do, just let your paint sit. Let it grow. Let it become whatever direction you'd like it to go in. And if you don't know what direction that is at this point in time, you can wait to find out. So I got lime water in here. So that's just literally like a bunch of cold ice water, and then I just cut the bottom of a lime a certain way, just explode that sucker into this thing, and I drink that, and it makes me feel good. It's good for my blood. It's good for everything, honestly. I'm gonna. It's a little sour though. It's a little sour. But yeah, this is my day. I'm going to work on this. I'm probably going to go buy Third Eye Comics to pick up some more issues of Something's Killing Children, which is one of my favorite books. And then, or House of Slaughter, which I really enjoy. I found a bunch of artists recently that I've really, really liked. And the names have escaped me. So bad. No, I went back to looking at old Diego Rivera stuff. I think Diego was a very under-celebrated artist. In his life, he was a celebrated artist, but because he was such a crappy person, he lost a lot of favor in history. Like, he was much more, he made a lot more work than his wife did, Frida Kahlo, who's more famous. He did a lot more work. He did a lot bigger work. He did a lot more industrial work. And it's really kind of fascinating and amazing to see how that works. But because he was such a crappy person and he cheated on his wife with her sister, it's nasty. That's what he's remembered by. So history has a tendency to punish bad people. Remember that. If that gives you any, what's the word I want to look for? Any peace in these trying times. History has a way of forgetting people that suck. They have very little relevance in the long run. So, yeah. I feel good about this, though. I feel like this is really beautiful. You know? These curls. Only problem with painting anything is when things are wet, they curl paper and canvases. So you have to kind of make sure they're matted properly. So, thankfully I did that. I gave this to my cats because they love bags, but apparently they got it stuck on their head once and now they're not interested anymore. The producers have moved past this. That's what happens. I don't know. I don't know what else. What can I tell you? We are rid of our condo issues. I can't go deeper into that just yet, but know that things are looking up and life is looking good. So thank you so much for everyone who's been here, supported us. We appreciate it deeply. It means so much. Producer Tom is here, smelling feet, because he's weirdo. That's what weirdos do. Hey, buddy. You want to say hi to everybody? Producer Tom. There you go. My big guy. My big boy. How are you? I know it's hot in here. I gotta put a fan on. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good week. I got a video coming tomorrow, tell you more about what's going on. And until next time, I will see you. Painter out. Ciao. Thanks for watching with me. I'm going to keep working on this, and I will talk to you later. Have a breakfast or lunch or something. Painter out. Ciao. Bye.